Okay, we're going to watch Nico's backstroke here underwater. A couple of things, Nico, to keep in mind when we're watching the videos. Also, go back, look at the notes that are in the email. Just different things, different keywords that we want you to maybe focus on, different phrases. Things that we're seeing that you can kind of read over every now and again during practices or prior to a practice, so you're not always having to watch the videos. But do come back, take a look at some of the videos and see some of the things that we're looking at. Some of the things that we see that are really, really good, some of the things that we see that we can work on, that streamline, that dolphin kick, that body position. I actually love how you came off the wall. And that's one of the better breakouts I've seen all day, Nico. So let's kind of break it down and see what we see. A little too far there. All right. As we start in with this left hand entry real quick, we do a great job of pinky entry. You can see that your fingertips are a little bit apart there, which is good. We want to have just a little bit of openness in those hands when we're grabbing water because it kind of makes your paddles a little bit bigger, and so that's really, really good. As you start into that pull, you can see that your shoulders are down. You can see that your other shoulder's up. Your head position looks great there from what I can tell underwater. Now you can also see right here you've got your arm bent and here's your hand is bent. You're doing a great job of pushing water towards your feet or towards the opposite wall. What I'd like to see you try and do is get that hand up just a little bit higher in the water. So instead of being out here, try to lift that hand up a little bit more up here. So you're really kind of getting your hand more towards that hip and not so much below your body. Okay, so your hand's a little bit low there. And because of that, you can kind of see you're finishing way below your hip. You actually want your hand up here and then to finish down here by the end, all right? So you don't want to be finishing down the entire time. As we get to that right hand entry, again, you can see good pinky entry. That's fantastic. This hand is getting ready to break the surface, which means you have a good tempo, good timing. And you can see the other thing we really like here, this shoulder's coming up as this hand is exiting. This shoulder's down, and this is a good pull. You can see the strength and the bend in that elbow on that right side. That's really good, Nico. I think the right side looks just a little bit higher than that left side too. Yeah, you can definitely see that you brought your hand up a little bit higher there. So excellent job there. Again, good pinkies. Okay. Here you can see like right here, here's where your hips, and your hand's a little bit lower than those hips the entire time. All right, if you can get the hand up almost even with your hip a little bit higher, I think you're gonna find a little more strength. I want to rewind this so we can kind of look at that kick a little bit, Nico, because the one thing I'm kind of seeing is you're kicking, and you're kicking fine, right? But I think we can kick a lot stronger. Okay, I think what we got to do is make sure that when we're kicking, we're breaking that surface. As you can see, your kick, it's just nice and steady all the way through, but you're never really breaking surface. And one of the things we talk a lot about is having some white water coming from those feet. So let's do work on those legs, get a little bit stronger with that kick. You can see right here, body line, everything is really good right where you want to be. Arms a little straight, that was interesting. But we got to get those feet up a little bit higher. Rewind that a little bit because that was different. So for some reason you didn't really look like you bent your elbow very much there. In fact, you kind of kept your hands straight. That's a good show that the thumb entry, the thumb exit. But you got to make sure you bend that elbow. Let's see. Yeah, those last couple pulls, it looked like when you get to the flag, you just kind of stop bending your elbows. Don't let those arms stay so straight. All right, as we go into our turn here, right away, this is good. This is good. Head position, you can't see because there's a lot of bubbles, but everything there is all in the right position. You can see that your palms are facing up, right? We talk a lot about making sure that we try to get those palms down. You want to take your hands from your hips, almost then palms down like you're throwing water towards your face. Okay, so if you can work on that just a little bit better, it's going to help you drive those legs over a little bit stronger. And you kind of see a little bit of a, I'm going to call it a flash of your hands where you kind of spread them out and then you bring them back in. And it's almost like you're trying to set those legs on that wall. Good streamline here. This, so good. That looks great. You've got your body position here correct, but it looks like you started that kick a little bit earlier. Try to get those legs a little higher on that wall. Let me rewind that a little bit and let's see where your feet are. So when your feet are a little bit separated and they're almost even with your hips. What I'd like to see is your feet a little bit higher. Really where this right leg is, if you keep both feet up there, that's going to help you push down just a little bit better. You won't have to fight it with your arms because you can see you start going down pretty quickly. Hold that streamline for about 2 seconds before you start the dolphin kick. But once you start your dolphin kick, I mean, those are good, Nico. Best breakout I've seen. Here is the flags. So you're a good body length and a half past the flags. You started your breakout nice and early. I think we'll see if that's a little bit too wide, but I think right there, at least you started pretty early. And as we start that first stroke, as our head breaks the surface, right there, your hand is really close to getting up. I think if you come up a little bit more gradually and not quite so quickly, I think you're going to find that your hand and your head will exit almost at the exact same time. Whoa. All right, so that looks good. Keep that up. Yeah, keep working your breakout right away. That looks fantastic, Nico. Good job, bud.